Hi everybody, welcome. It's 8 p.m. Monday night, and that means it's time for Stamping with Denise. Welcome. Hope everybody has had a great start to your week, and I hope you had a great weekend and a creative weekend. Let's pull this up here so I can see who's joining. Good. Okay, now I've got it up. Good. So, if you recall, last week I did this fun fold card. You know, give me just a second. And I think I kind of called it a Dutch door. Hang on a second. I want to share this video to my page. Okay, very good. I always forget to do that. Okay. So we made this fun card last week with this unique fold. I kind of called it a Dutch door. I don't know if that's really what it is or not, but it sounds like a good name for it anyway. So I have another fun fold for you this week. So please, if you're watching and you like it, share it, comment, share it in the comments, and I might be sending you the card I made this week. The card from last week goes to Natalie Robinson. So Natalie, I'll be getting this card out to you in the mail probably tomorrow, okay? So I want to thank you for sharing, and it really does help my small business when you do something as simple as share my video. So, and like I said, I have another fun fold to show you tonight. And you know, I think while we're in this view, I'm going to show you this. It's called a half circle pop-up card. That's the name of it, half circle pop-up card. And I thought I'd show it to you while we were in this view. And then I think I'll go down. We'll change views so you can see my hands, and we will get started. Thank you, Paula. I always appreciate that you share. Okay, so let's get started. So let me show you this again from this view. Look at that. That's kind of cute, and that could really be just about anything in there. I just decided to use the Butterfly Gala stamp set here and the coordinating punch. Ignore my tags, those are for my BOGO sale. And these items are retiring. I just checked, they seem to still be available. So if you're interested, now's the time to get them. So I think what we'll do is we'll get started. The base, as you can see, is, I think this color is Bumblebee, and it's 4.5 by 11. It's still half of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, but it's just cut the other way, okay? And fold it in half. And you know what? Let's do the insert then too. Okay, the insert that we're gonna use for the mechanism is a piece of Whisper White. Let me put this here so we can see it. And it is 9.5 by 3 3/8 wide, okay? And we are going to score this. I took my cutting blade out because I was trying to score something yesterday, and my husband came to talk to me, and I wasn't paying attention, and I'll be doggone if I didn't cut it in half. So anyway, so I just took the cutting blade out, and I only have the scoring blade, so I can't do that again. So this white piece, which is our insert, is 9.5 by 3 3/4. We're going to score that at 1 inch. Two 2 3/4. And 4.5. There you go. Okay. This out of the way. We are supposed to have a beautiful day here in Michigan tomorrow. About I don't know, someone said in the 80s, so I hope so. quite a few of the things I'm using tonight are retiring. So I'm going to use the 2 1/4 inch punch, which is retiring. I'm going to hold on to mine because you know what? You always need a 2 1/2 inch punch. And you can see this is the part here that's going to be folded to make this part of the card, okay? And you just want to center your circle, and you could do this with dies too if you don't have a large size circle punch. But want to put it in the middle and punch this out here. You know, I tried to do it with it folded in half, and I didn't have very good luck. And I'm not very even here. Let me see if I can kind of just cut out the rest of that there. So at least kind of, there we go. See, I just kind of cut out that little piece that wasn't even. So that works. Yeah, I tried to, when I was doing it yesterday, I tried to fold it in half and punch through both, and it just did not want to go. Okay, and so then this piece is going to fold up like this. Where's my bone folder? Don't need that. Get rid of that. And this one will go like that. Okay, good. Okay, so there we go. We have our mechanism for the butterfly. Okay. Now I took a piece of window sheet here, and this is a 1/2 inch by 3 1/4. Window sheet I do not believe is retiring. I believe it is staying. And I'm going to put a glue dot on each end and attach it to one side or the other. You don't want to attach it to both sides, but just to one side or the other. I just love this card. I think you could do it with flowers. Okay, so there we go. I have attached it to the front portion, but you could do either one. I just did that because it was easy. Okay. And you know what? In my card, I put this little strip down here at the bottom. It was just something that was left over when I was cutting paper. And so I'm going to put it on my card too. Let's see. I'm going to do it right now so that I can cut it exactly right. You know, trim it up. Let's see here. Next week, let's see, next week will be, oh, the night before the catalog goes live. Yep, I will absolutely be sharing something out of the new catalog. Okay, so I'll put, see, I like that because I can trim it off and I know it's exactly the right length and I don't have to worry about trying to make it fit. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and do the butterflies. It's my little foam mat. I got some scraps of Whisper White or Basic White. I think I'm still working on Whisper White. Let's see. Let's do this. Where is my stamp set? And see, this stamp has the 2 butterflies attached. I really only need the big one inked up. But so I got a piece of paper over under my cardstock so that the goal is to just not get any ink on the foam mat. Problem is because then you might transfer it to something else. Okay, we're going to do 2 of those. Here's another piece of scrap. Turn that over and do it on that side. Good. Okay. And I think that before I punch that, I'll put the butterfly body on in just a second. But before I punch this out, I am going to go ahead and just color this in. I was kind of lazy. I just made my butterfly one color, which I think is okay. I have used the Dark Daffodil Delight blend, the fat end, and it makes for easy coloring to just fill those spaces in. I like to color, but I know it's boring to watch other people color. That's not one of my favorite things to see in a video unless they're showing me a new coloring technique or something. So another reason I just made my butterfly one color. And these butterflies are symmetrical, so when I put them back to back, they'll match. If they weren't, or like say if you're doing a flower or something and it's not symmetrical, what you could do is punch that shape out of a piece of cardstock and put it on the back, and that would be just fine also. I like when the Stampin' Up! Artists make it symmetrical. It makes it easier, more fun. But yeah, I could have just as easy punched out a piece of either Daffodil Delight or Bumblebee cardstock for my second shape for the back. Okay, here we're almost done. I really do like this card, and it's so simple. Put that away. Okay, and I'm going to punch these out. Let's see, I may have to get a little, yep, I'm gonna have to make a little handle with a sticky note here. I was afraid of that, but you know, it was a really good piece of little scrap, and you know how gotta use all those little scraps up. So I just take a little Post-it note and stick it on there. Now I've got a handle to handle it like this, and then I can move it around. Let's get it centered in there. Come on, there we go. Okay, there's one butterfly. And we'll do the other one. And then I'll go back and stamp the body. I found out very early on with this set, I was better off stamping the body after I punched it out because I could never get the body positioned just right. So this made it much easier. Okay, let me set that over to the side. Okay. Where's my little mat here? Okay, so there's this little bitty piece in there that's just the body. I'm going to use the Memento black to and just put it right there, and it's perfect placement every time. There you go. I don't know how many times I decapitated my butterflies and stuff like that doing it the other way, so I learned that early on. Okay, we're gonna put that away. Now, okay, we have our two butterflies. I'm gonna use glue dots on this, and on one butterfly, I'm gonna put a glue dot in the center, and then one on the top of the wings, okay? And you'll see method to my madness here in just a minute. The other one, I'm gonna put it in the center of the body and at the bottom of the wings. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me hold those up. So the butterflies will get attached with the dot to the, I can't see those. There, that's better. The butterflies will get attached to the window sheet with the center dots, and then they'll attach to each other with the dots on the upper and the lower wings. So, okay. When I did mine, I didn't get the placement really good, so I'm going to try to do better here. Okay, there is that one. I didn't get that very straight, but you know what? I'm going to make sure that they match up. That's okay if it's a little crooked, because butterflies fly crooked. So there we go. And that's the mechanism for that. You know what I want to put on here that I didn't put on it? I want to put some Stella on the wings to make them glitter, because you know what? You got to have that on all your butterflies too. I love Stella. I think that's one of the biggest bang for your buck. Let's see. So, and like I said, this could be a flower. This could be just about anything you wanted it to be. Okay, so now we're going to put this in here. And I'm going to start out with, I'm going to turn this around because I got a little nick part on my, I don't know how that happened, so I'm going to, that'll be the back. So there we go. So I'm going to start out first. I'm going to put the glue on the front piece to attach it. Now when I'm attaching it, I want to put it just in front of the fold, not right on it. And just kind of center it from side to side. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, and then this part will go back here like that. So I'm going to put some glue on there, and this is a really easy way to make sure you get your placement right, is to just put your adhesive on there and then shut the other side, and it'll be right, it'll be in the perfect place. There we go. And there we go. Pretty. Okay. So we're going to work on the front here. And, oh, I need one more of these to do the sentiment for the front. The good things in life are better with you. I like that sentiment. Let me get my mat out again. Remember, with the photopolymer, we want a little bit of cushion there. And this is early espresso, and I chose this because it was right, it was in the paper, it came right. You can see that that flower there has some brown early espresso centers, and I thought it was a nice coordination. So where is my punch? So I'm using the Label Me Fancy punch. And do I need to make, yeah, make a handle. I had another, you know what, this is not the piece I was going to punch or stamp this on and punch, but I don't know where it went to, so I'm going to put it in here. Perfect. I like those slots in the hole for like ribbon and stuff. I haven't used it though. Then while we're at it, I don't know if you can see, I've framed it out with a piece of old olive. We're going to go ahead and punch that out too. And that just lets us frame up our sentiment a little bit. And it's one of my favorite techniques. It's super easy. It's not hard at all, but I just think showcases, you know, just gives it that extra little bit of pop. Okay, so what I do, you know, you punch it out. You're gonna cut it in half, and I'm gonna cut it in halves for either side, but you could cut it and have it on the top and the bottom if you wanted, but I think the sides, I think, work better for this particular shape. So what I'll do is I will just do this. I'll put a little bit of glue on here. Let's see here, like that. Okay. A little bit of glue right here. Same thing here. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and put the dimensionals on the back too. And because I'm straddling a piece of ribbon, I kind of like to use half of the, you know, the little half pieces of dimensionals. So I'm not gluing down right to the ribbon. So I'll do it that way. Then the ribbon will go right in between there. Okay, and let's put the front together. I have a piece of, oh, you know what? I didn't put this on the inside. Okay, this is another piece of Designer Series paper, and this piece is 3, let me see. DSP for the inside is 3 3/8 by 5. And it's 3 3/8 because it matches that, okay? And you're gonna wanna put it up kind of close and just make sure it's balanced or centered all the way around. I sure like this paper, especially this gold side. Okay, so let's put this. There we go. Okay, now the inside is done. I'm not going to put any sentiment on the inside because I don't know exactly what I'm going to use it for. Okay, so my mat is a piece of old olive. That's 5 1/4 by 4, and this piece of DSP is 5 by 3 3/4, and it's just your normal mat size. There's really no real rhyme or reason. Usually it's a 1/4 inch smaller than the, you know, each dimension gets a 1/4 inch smaller as you go down in size. If I wanted a really narrow frame around this piece of paper, I could make it go down by 1/8 of an inch, but that is a narrow one. I kind of like this one. Okay, so then I'm going to use some of the, I think this ribbon's staying, the Bumblebee Gingham ribbon. It is, it's a 1/4 inch, so I like this size. Oop, more glue dots. This was a big glue dot project, isn't it? But you can see how easy this really does go together. Cut this off here. Okay, let me put this. I'll move it up a little further this time. Ideally, you don't want to handle the glue dots if you don't have to, because that just makes them less sticky. Just want to make sure your ribbon is straight across there, which it is, and we will attach that to the front. You could attach it with dimensionals, but I'm going to go ahead and glue it. When I have ribbon, I like to use the glue because I think it holds better than, you know, this seal, or, you know, just than the tape runner type adhesive. Okay, so let's put that on there. We're almost done. Look at this. And I just think this would be so pretty for so many different types of cards. This would actually make a cute Christmas card with a Santa in the middle, or a bell or a snowflake. Just remember, if your shape is not symmetrical, just to use a punch or a die to cut out a piece of coordinating color cardstock and put it on the back instead. And that's all you have to do. And then the last piece, we're going to put one of the in color enamel dots. I was sad to see these go because I really like these and I wish that they had stayed. So there we go. That's it. That is the half circle pop-up card. That really was easy. Nothing to it. So I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Please, if you haven't already, share my video and comment down below shared, and I may be sending this to you next week. Guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern for Stamping with Denise. Bye now.